Celtic thrashed Dundee United 4-0 at Tannadice last night, and the reaction is coming in thick and fast this morning. Arne Engels has spoken for the first time since his move to West Ham was confirmed. Camilo Duran revealed a message under his shirt after scoring that had nothing to do with football. Benjamin Nigron is being singled out for special praise by the manager, and a young Celtic midfielder is heading to England on loan. Massive morning. Let's get into it. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Benjamin Nigron is on fire. 3 goals and 3 assists in the first 3 competitive matches of Celtic's season, and the manager could not have been more complimentary after last night's 4-0 win over Dundee United at Tannadice. Nigron got Celtic's 4th goal of the evening, finishing clinically after 62 minutes to put the result completely beyond doubt and book the Hoops place in the next round of the Premier Sports Cup. Speaking post-match, Martin O'Neill singled the Swede out directly, saying, "Yeah, great goal, really great goal, and he's capable. He does the one thing that's the hardest thing in the game to do, puts the ball in the net. Terrific." It has been a remarkable start to the season for the 22-year-old. Last term, there were moments where certain sections of the support were frustrated by him, but right now he can do nothing wrong. The goals are going in, the assists are coming, and he looks like a completely different player in terms of his involvement across 90 minutes. Some of that is down to the system around him. With Kasper Høeg leading the line and Camilo Duran operating on the wing, Nigron is finding pockets of space and arriving late into the box with real conviction. The goals he is scoring are composed finishes, not scrambles. The biggest concern right now is keeping him. Arne Engels departed last night, and Celtic need to replace him in midfield. Losing another creative outlet from that area of the pitch would be a serious problem. With the LASK playoff first leg on Wednesday, Martin O'Neill will want every key player at his disposal for the biggest game of the season so far. Now for the main story, as Arne Engels has spoken publicly for the first time since his move to West Ham was confirmed, and he has been very clear about exactly why he made the switch. Celtic's 4-0 win over Dundee United at Tannadice was confirmed shortly before the news broke that Engels had signed a 5-year deal with the English Championship club. It is a record fee for a Championship side to pay for a player, which tells you how highly West Ham rate the Belgian midfielder after his time at Celtic. West Ham were relegated from the Premier League last season and are determined to bounce straight back up. That is what attracted Engels. Speaking after putting pen to paper, he said, "I mean, just everything. It's a really nice project to come into and to go back to the Premier League. That's the big goal. I think that's everybody's goal, and it's just up to me to hopefully help the team with it and together with the supporters to get some wins. Hopefully we'll see that it's going to be a good year then, and I'm looking forward to the next ones." There is an intriguing footnote to the story. According to the report, it was a former Rangers technical director who identified Engels as a target for West Ham and pushed the deal through. He now heads up their transfer department after leaving Glasgow under difficult circumstances. It is a small footballing world. Engels was a player who gave everything for Celtic during his time at Parkhead. 7 goals and 8 assists in the title-winning campaign, a player who carried genuine quality and won the supporters over with his performances on the biggest nights. The farewell he received from fans on social media yesterday said everything about how he was regarded at the club. Now Celtic need to replace him. There are 12 days until the transfer window closes. The LASK playoff is in 3 days. O'Neill will need to move quickly. In other news, Camilo Duran's first competitive goal in Celtic colours on Friday night carried a message that went far beyond the result. The Colombian winger scored Celtic's 2nd goal of the evening at Tannadice, finishing in the 24th minute to make it 2-0. After celebrating, he lifted his shirt to reveal the words "Fuerza Colombia" written on the t-shirt underneath. It translates as "Stay Strong Colombia." The message was a direct tribute to the victims of a devastating earthquake that struck his homeland earlier this week. A magnitude 7.4 quake hit Colombia's Choco province at a depth of 103 kilometers, causing widespread destruction. At least 169 people have been confirmed dead, and a state of emergency has been declared. The death toll is expected to rise, with fears that more people remain trapped. At least 900 further people were injured according to Colombia's Association of Capital Cities, with the worst of the casualties concentrated in Cali, Colombia's 3rd largest city. Duran's gesture was a poignant one. He is a long way from home in Glasgow, playing in front of a fan base he is still getting to know, and his first thought after scoring his first competitive goal for the club was to send a message to the people suffering back home. That speaks to the kind of character he is. On the night itself, Celtic were dominant. Austin Trusty opened the scoring before Duran doubled the lead. Sebastian Tunekti added a third, and Benjamin Nigron completed the rout with the fourth. Dundee United hit the woodwork 5 times and could not find a way through Celtic's defence. The LASK playoff is 3 days away. This was exactly the kind of performance and results Celtic needed heading into the most important game of the season so far. In other news, Celtic youngster Kyle Ure is set to leave Parkhead on loan and head to English League Two side Crewe Alexandra on a season-long deal. Ure is 20 years old and served as captain of Celtic B last season before being sent out on loan to Ayr United, where he worked under Scott Brown. He made 19 appearances in that spell, but was unfortunate to pick up a hamstring injury in January that ruled him out for over 3 months and disrupted what could have been a productive campaign. He was back involved in Celtic's pre-season this summer and showed enough to suggest there is genuine potential there. He is a holding midfielder who has looked the part in the minutes he has had, with the technical ability and composure on the ball that the Celtic Academy tends to produce. However, his contract at Celtic Park runs out at the end of this season, and heading out on loan in the final year of a deal is rarely a positive sign for a young player's long-term future at a club. Unless an extension is agreed before the move goes through, this loan spell may end up being his last chapter as a Celtic player. According to the Celtic way, the deal with Crewe Alexandra is expected to be confirmed as a season-long arrangement. Crewe play in English League Two and will offer Ure regular senior football in a competitive environment week in, week out. If he stays fit and performs, he gives himself the best possible chance of earning a new deal at Parkhead or attracting attention from elsewhere. Wishing him well. Lastly, Martin O'Neill has heaped praise on Camilo Duran following last night's 4-0 victory, describing the Colombian as exceptional and making clear he believes there is significantly more to come from the summer signing. Duran arrived at Celtic this summer and scored 3 goals in 3 pre-season appearances while operating as the main striker. The arrival of Casper Ho, who cost Celtic a record fee, changed the picture. The Dane was brought in to lead the line, which pushed Duran out to the wing, a position he had less experience in at that level, but he has adapted quickly and intelligently. His energy, his directness, and his ability to carry the ball at defenders have made him a difficult player to handle from out wide. And last night the goal came his first competitive strike in Celtic colours, a moment that had been building for weeks. O'Neill spoke about him directly post-match, saying, "Well, I thought Camilo Duran was exceptional for us. I thought he was a really good player, or he is a good player, and yeah, he was terrific." What stands out from those words is that O'Neill is not speaking about last night in isolation. He is making a broader statement about Duran as a player. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.